many a year is going to be on the sidelines. He'll have the microphone blasting away. It's Paris Charles. How you doing, Paris?
Trevor, I am very well. How are you, my friend?
Mate, booming along. Mate, I'm going to be going one way, you're going to be going the other. We'll pass halfway along.
We'll wave on the highway as we rocket it by each other, mate.
I don't know if we'll be rocketing, but we'll certainly be mobile. You'll be at Sunline Speedway tonight for what's going to be a huge night of action. We've got the South Australian Series 2 for the Wingless Sprints, the Ty Bills SA Series for Wingless Sprints. Let's talk about that first, because that's the biggest field, 37 Wingless Sprints to do battle on what I think is a really good Wingless Sprint track.
Oh, mate, absolutely. Look, we've got some big names tonight. The heavy hitters are in the house. Don't worry about that. We've got the reigning South Australian champion, Tyson Martin. He's going to be going all guns blazing. And in amongst the other 36-odd competitors there, you've got Joel Chadwick, former two-time national champion.
Yep.
Recent winner also of the Victoria versus South Australia State of Origin. So he's in red-hot form.
He is. And
there's another, you could throw a blanket over another 20 competitors all champing at the bit tonight to take home that round win.
Yeah, and look, the names are amazing, aren't they? They're just everywhere. We've got some local connections in there also. Keke Fallon back in the Wingless this year. He'll be going quite well, and I should say very strong throughout the season, I would hope.
Yeah, Keke, look, mate, Keke is a professional. You know, he's been racing sprint cars, he's been racing Wingless.
Yep.
He's been doing it all, and he's always up the pointy end and thereabouts when it counts. So do not take your eyes off the number 3 tonight, because he'll be right there in the mix.
Yeah, that's for sure. Andy Thomas is back. Riley Hamo is going to be there. Look, the list goes on and on. As I said, 37 with a mix of young ladies mixing it up with them as well. Kira Lee, Nicole Southby. It's quite a lineup, really, isn't it, Paris?
It is really big, Trev, no doubt. And don't forget, we've got John Murdy, who you would know from the Northern Territory. He's come all the way down, so he's not here for a haircut, mate, I can assure you of that.
No, you don't travel that distance just to place in the top 3, do you? You want to go right out and go for it. So good on you, Nate, to John Murdy. And I always keep it a nice close look on Nate Truan as well, who we followed from his Tasmania trip up to here, came from Tassie, and from the juniors up into the Wingless. He's doing very well. So got some good names there.
Absolutely.
Modlites. I've just had Brian Chadwick try to return my call because I was going to chat to him today.
Very good.
Chatty, of course, he'd already be at Sunline and getting things ready to go. He's going to be one of the favourites with the Modlites tonight, one of my favourite classes.
Yeah, the Modlites tonight, I think they'll be fronting with about 8 or 9 cars. So, you know, there's certainly some good names amongst them. Jake Armstrong, one to watch. He won a feature race earlier this year at the Murray Machining and Sheds Murray Bridge Speedway. So he'll be out there for another bite of the cherry. He'll want more feature race wins. But as you said, Brian Chadwick, you can't keep your eyes off the Chatty. He's been around a long time and certainly knows how to get to the pointy end of the field.
He certainly does. Scotty Webb's got to go in as one of your favourites, along with Justin Chadwick, who puts in some good laps as well. So, and say happy birthday to Levi Armstrong when you see him down there. It's his birthday today. They were at Lake Bonnie earlier today.
I certainly will. He'll be training the spanners, of course, on the Jake Armstrong car. And great that you caught up with them over breakfast this morning, I believe.
No, I just saw them down there. That's it. I didn't get a chance to chat to them. V6 Sprints, round 2 of the King of the Riverland. Always interesting. Small field, but a quality field, I would think.
Yeah, 9 or 10 cars tonight and a couple of locals as well from the Riverland area. Of course, the Filers in John Jr. and also his sister Renee. They're both very talented peddlers. And they'll certainly be looking for the fast way home. Now, this is round 2 of King of the Riverland. And if Renee wins it tonight, I think we're going to have to rename it to Queen of the Riverland. So Renee's leading the point score, is she? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. But
let's hope that she can win this thing.
Yeah. She's capable, mate. She's running right up the pointy end of the field, but do not discount Nitro Nicole. He's a reigning club champion. And he always goes very, very quickly up there at the Sunline Speedway.
He's awesome. So get along and see that great race meeting. You've got the Super Sedans with Kim Hamo getting the car out of the shed. Sarah Pope back in. Neville Nitschke's taken control of the S58 car now. He's put a new motor in it as far as I can gather. So it could be a big fight on there between Hamo, Ferguson and Nitschke, to be honest.
Yes.
And Schultz will be at the rear field, so...
Three very good competitors there. Let's not discount any of them. Certainly anything can happen. But look, if anything does go askew, Sarah Pope, Daryl Schultz, they might be there in the mix, and I'm sure they'll be looking for a podium.
Yep,
they could do the old Bradbury.
They could do, you never know. Although I don't think Neville's going to scratch the 58 quite yet. It's just been signed written. Street stocks are back. Street stocks seem to be lagging in numbers these days out here in the Riverland. But we've got a couple of good names here. You've got a Heath Thorne. Whenever you see a name like Thorne in a car, you know that you're up for a good show.
Absolutely. But in all fairness to the street stocks, I must say, many of them are getting ready for the Australian Championship in Western Australia.
Yeah, of course.
Not to mention they're also racing the MJS Series round tonight in Victoria. So
don't start me on that.
From that. But let me
point my opinion
on that. I know your opinion on that. But let me point you in the direction of Heath Thorne. Front-wheel drive Mitsubishi Magna.
Yeah, I know.
Now, for the Speedway purists, street stocks has always been Holden versus Ford.
Yep.
Rear-wheel drive, Commodore, Falcon. But now we've thrown a cat amongst the pigeons, and we've got this Magna out there. Front-wheel drive, let's see what it can do tonight.
And it's going very well. The front-wheel drive Magnas.
Yes, there's a
young
couple
Young Flatty's been turning one around very quickly. So.
Drew Flatman is doing a sensational job aboard the National Karate number 112.
Yes.
And also Heath Thorne as well. So let's see what these front-wheel drives can do against the old regime, the Holden versus Ford.
Well, sadly, it's going to be the future because the old regime are dying out and they're rusting away and you can't get bits and pieces and they're just not going to be there anymore. So we've got to get something new, and I don't want it to be electric. Let's go. Let's go back to our juniors before I have to wrap up. A good name of juniors here. It's always great to see the Richter name, the Warnett name, the Belitho name, and even a King. So, like I see Lincoln King and I immediately think of Darwin, but I know that's not right. But, Lincoln
I see the connection you're making.
You see my connection? Yeah. But
the old Northline Speedway days there, the name King was the king of the Northline
pretty
Speedway.
Heavy. It really was. But we've got some great young names here, and several times we're seeing these family names come up throughout the various fields. It's terrific, isn't it?
Oh, generations just keep rolling through with the Richters and so forth. And now we've got some other good ones coming through. Of course, Summer Gazelle, son of Dale, she's going to go really well. And she's just one of the many girls mixing it up with the boys these days. And isn't it great to see a mixture of male and female competitors, not only in the junior sedans, but you look through most of the divisions racing tonight, and there's pretty much a mix through every division. Yeah,
there is. It's a really good mix, and that's what motorsport's all about, I think. It's great family sport, but it doesn't matter what build you are, you can go out and have a go because it doesn't come down to physical strength.
Absolutely. It comes down to wheel knowledge and getting it around the track, and if you've got no fear. And let me tell you, these kids in the junior sedans, Trevor, full well, they have no fear.
That's for sure.
They're amazing to watch, aren't they?
Mate, before we go, I just want to put out a huge hug and all the best to Cheyenne Richter-Uren, who's going through a really horrible time at the moment. And she came up through the junior ranks. And I don't know if you're aware of what she's working through at the moment, but she's had a little brain tumour and she's having to go through rehabilitation. She would normally be at the Speedway tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Cheyenne. She's a beautiful person, and we certainly wish her well with her challenges before her.
Yeah.
And we're sure to follow that as closely as we can. And I'm with you, Trev. I send out a big hug and well wishes to her and also the family.
Yeah, wonderful people. They really are. I saw Trish at Riverland Speedway last Saturday night, and they're holding strong, but I know they're quite concerned. The other thought I want to put out there very quickly to Wacker, Rob Stevens. He hasn't been all that well lately. Hopefully he'll get on and be able to be there tonight.
Yes, hopefully we'll see Wacker there in his blue overalls, as always.
Now, before I go, very quick.
Yeah. I was just going to say, let me just bring your listeners into something here, some exciting news coming.
Yep.
March is going to be a huge month for super sedans here in South Australia.
It is.
And we focus on 1 week in particular, which is Friday the 10th to Sunday the 12th. Yes. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Friday the 10th, we go to Murray Bridge Speedway for the Graham Cowlin 42 lapper. So we pay our tributes to Graham.
Yes.
Then the night after is the South Australian Championship on Saturday the 11th at Murray Bridge.
Yep.
And here's the kicker for the Riverland fans.
It's the big one.
Sunday the 12th, we return with the Wally Frankham Memorial. The Wally Frankham comes back. Last run 2014-15.
Yep.
And we will be bringing it back. And that's $1,000 to win. So 3 huge nights of super sedan racing and coming together with the Wally Frankham, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it is exciting. Let's hope that the Wally Frankham will be well attended by as many super sedans that are still running after the Saturday night Graham Cowland 42 lapper, because it'll be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Mate, thanks for your time. All the best. I'll pass you on the way, all right?
Mate, I'll be waving to you as I pass you on the highway. You take care, my friend.
Thanks, pal. See you later. Paris Charles, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to get out to a speedway in the Riverland tonight, you can't go past Sunline Speedway. It'll be worthwhile getting out there and enjoying what the show is going to offer. And for 37, that's right, 37 wingless sprints. It is going to be a massive night, so get on out there and show some support. And all the best to you, Wacker, Jen, and to Chappie as well. This is 5RM, the Sideline View.